Hi Primary 4, hope you're all well and enjoying your time being at home with your parents at the moment. Mrs. Lees and I thought it would be really nice to read a class novel. I know lots of other classes are doing it as well, so you might have brothers and sisters who are doing it as well. You can listen to their stories too. And you guys have voted, and the book that you have voted for is Fantastic Mr. Fox by Roald Dahl. So we're going to start reading it today. What we'll do is Mrs. Lees and I will take a chapter or a couple of chapters each. We'll read you the story and you can listen to it and enjoy it. I'll set you a wee task at the end. If you want to do it, you can. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to. You can just enjoy listening to the story. Or you could do your own Fantastic Mr. Fox inspired task and share it with us on Teams. So tonight I'm going to read you chapters 1 and 2. If you have your own copy of the book, then you can read along with me. I know that it is free on, I think it's on Books for All, but I'll double check that link for you and maybe post it for you with this video. And if you don't have a copy of the book, don't worry. Just sit back, get yourself comfy and enjoy it. And also if you've read it before, it's nice to read a book twice or thrice or 4 times. So, Fantastic Mr. Fox by Roald Dahl. Chapter 1, The 3 Farmers. Down in the valley there were 3 farms. The owners of these farms had done well. They were rich men. They were also nasty men. All 3 of them were about as nasty and mean as any men you could meet. Their names were Farmer Boggis, Farmer Bunce, and Farmer Bean. Boggis was a chicken farmer. He kept thousands of chickens, and he was enormously fat. This was because he ate 3 boiled chickens smothered with dumplings every day for breakfast, lunch, and supper. Bunce was a duck and goose farmer. He kept thousands of ducks and geese. He was a kind of pot-bellied dwarf. He was so short his chin would have been underwater in the shallow end of any swimming pool in the world. His food was doughnuts and goose livers. He mashed the livers into a disgusting paste and then stuffed the paste into the doughnuts. This diet gave him tummy ache and a beastly temper. Bean was a turkey and apple farmer. He kept thousands of turkeys in an orchard full of apple trees. He never ate any food at all. Instead, he drank gallons of strong cider, which he made from the apples in his orchard. He was as thin as a pencil and the cleverest of them all. Boggis, Bunce and Bean, one fat, one short, one lean. These horrible crooks, so different in looks, were nonetheless equally mean. That's what the children round about used to sing when they saw them. Chapter 2, Mr. Fox. On a hill above the valley there was a wood. In the wood there was a huge tree. Under the tree there was a hole. And in the hole lived Mr. Fox and Mrs. Fox and their 4 small foxes. Every evening, as soon as it got dark, Mr. Fox would say to Mrs. Fox, "Well, my darling, what shall it be this time? A plump chicken from Boggis, a goose or a duck from Bunce, or a nice turkey from Bean?" And when Mrs. Fox had told him what she wanted, Mr. Fox would creep down into the valley in the darkness of night and help himself. Boggis and Bunce and Bean knew very well what was going on, and it made them wild with rage. They were not men who liked to give anything away. Less still did they like anything to be stolen from them. So every night, each of them would take his shotgun and hide in a dark place somewhere on his own farm, hoping to catch the robber. But Mr. Fox was too clever for them. He always approached a farm with the wind blowing in his face, and this meant that if any man were lurking in the shadows ahead, the wind would carry the smell of that man to the fox's nose from far away. Thus, if Mr. Boggis was hiding behind his chicken house number 1, Mr. Fox would smell him out from 50 yards off and quickly change direction, heading for chicken house number 4 at the other end of the farm. "Dang and blast that lousy beast!" cried Boggis. "I'd like to rip his guts out," said Bunce. "He must be killed," cried Bean. "But how?" said Boggis. "How on earth can we catch the blighter?" Bean picked his nose delicately with a long finger. "I have a plan," he said. "You've never had a decent plan yet," said Bunce. "Shut up and listen," said Bean. "Tomorrow night we'll all hide just outside the hole where the fox lives. We'll wait there until he comes out, and then bang! Bang, bang, bang!" "Very clever," said Bunce. "But first we shall have to find the hole." "My dear Bunce, I've already found it," said the crafty Bean. "It's up in the wood on the hill. It's under a huge tree." And that's the end of chapters 1 and 2. Hope you enjoyed them. Hope my reading aloud wasn't so terrible. Anyway, a task for you to do. I would like for you to draw a picture of the 3 farmers. Now you can choose if you want to draw just one of the farmers or if you want to do all 3 of them, Boggis, Bunce and Bean. You might have to go back and listen to the story a couple of times to get your details, but think what was in the story, what information were you given, draw your picture and add in labels. So if one of them is really fat or really thin or whatever they eat, you need to put that on your picture and also put a label to show it. And once you've done that, you can take a wee photo with your phone or your iPad or whatever it is and pop it onto Teams, and Mrs. Lees and I will have a wee look at them and give you some feedback, and you can give each other feedback as well. Say what you like about people's pictures and say what you think that they could maybe improve on their pictures. Now remember, feedback isn't nastiness, it's not criticism, it's just telling you what you've done well and what you could maybe do better next time. Okay, so the task in a nutshell: draw a picture of the farmers, your choice, either just one of the farmers or all 3 of them. Label them, you make them as detailed as you can, colour them in, pop them onto Teams, and we'll have a look and see what everyone does. So it's Wednesday today. We'll post your next couple of chapters, I'll post those even on Friday for you with another task to be doing if you fancy it, and then Mrs. Lees will post again on Monday. Okay, enjoy, bye.